my name is Aaron. I'm the co-founder of Evernef and Evernair, Director of Event and Tech Show 2020.
I'm Jeremiah Choi.
I'm Daniel Boy.
And I'm Hugh.
My name is Michael Koh from Spring Forest Studio.
Hi everybody, I'm Cheng Hing. And I'm Rong Kang and we are from Hello Hollow.
I'm Bunchin from WusNet.
I'm TY from Monster Day Tours.
Hi, I'm Hitomi from Sky Magic.
And hi, I'm Emily.
My name is Vicky from Event.
My name is Dixon.
Hi, I'm David Simpson from Campus Global.
My name is David Fotheringham.
Hi, I'm Tim Wade from timwade.com.
Very first virtual and live event technology exhibition in Asia Pacific.
Come join us to understand what mixed reality is on the Microsoft HoloLens 2.
From just a voice behind a PowerPoint presentation to a virtual studio experience.
See you.
See you.
See you.
See you.
See you.
See you.
See you. See you. See you at ETS 2020.
Hello everyone, a warm welcome to the main stage of Event and Tech Show 2020. My name is Dixon and I am pleased to be your host on this stage for these 2 days, streaming live to you here from Singapore. We are excited to have you here with us these 2 days for an exciting lineup of insights, showcases, and inspirations. For those who have joined us yesterday, we hope that you have thoroughly enjoyed the program which have been presented to you. And for those who have just joined us today, an exciting lineup of insights, showcases, and inspirations will be waiting for you here at Event and Tech Show 2020. And if you are viewing this live on Facebook, simply click on the URL live.eventtechshow.com and you can join us on Event and Tech Show 2020 for free. And in case if you are joining us on mobile, we highly recommend you to explore this ETS platform on your laptop or desktop for the most optimized experience. Event and Tech Show 2020, in short ETS 2020, is the first virtual and live event and technology exhibition in the region, proudly organized by the Evernef team and backed by the strong support of the event communities from all around the world. This stream is brought to you live from our green screen studio provider Spring Forest Studio, the platinum sponsor of ETS 2020. This morning, we are pumped and honored to have an exciting panel who are events industry veterans, namely Hugh, Daniel Boy, and Jeremiah Choi. With close to 30 years of senior management experience in experiential and event marketing, Hugh led numerous projects and significant events such as the IMF World Bank Group Board of Governors annual meeting, P&G, and Visa's sponsorship of the Youth Olympic Games and Great Singapore Duck Race. He is also a Singapore Tourism Awards and Prism Awards recipient. He also holds a record in the Guinness Book of World Records. Next, Daniel Boy is a creative director and television personality who has designed experiences for fashion events worldwide. His extensive portfolio includes work in the fashion capitals for high-profile clients like Vivienne Westwood. Daniel is the creator of The Front Row, Singapore's definitive virtual fashion festival. He is a governor on the board of the Asian Couture Federation, and his television credits include 3 seasons of Asia's Next Top Model. In 2015, he wrote the Book of Daniel, Adventures of a Fashion Insider, followed by Behind Every Age is a Backstory in 2017, and re-adopted in 2019. In 2020, he started a series of children's books called Fairy Tales by Leia. Finally, Jeremiah has close to 30 years of experience in Singapore's art scene, and with international experience that ranges from Asia to South Africa and Europe. He was awarded the inaugural Outstanding Cambridge Alumni Award in 2010 and was the recipient of SD Life Awards Best Supporting Actor 2019 for his role in Leda and the Rage. He was nominated for Best Director in 2002 for Machine. He is also an advocate for freelancers in Singapore. In 2019, the Law Society Pro Bono Services presented an award of appreciation for his services towards law awareness outreach. Together, Hugh will be moderating this panel titled When Creatives Meet Technology, the Future of Virtual Events. Shifting traditionally immersive in-person experiences, performances, and fashion shows to the virtual environment within only a few months was challenging for our seasoned creative directors and event planners. While the circumstances created many barriers towards designing a truly captivating attendee experience, it also opens up plentiful opportunities to engage your audience in different ways, different formats, challenging organizers to bring arts expression beyond physical limitations. From more than 90 years of combined experiences in the events industry, Hugh, Daniel, and Jeremiah will be sharing with you how they overcame setbacks from the new normal in the past 6 months, brought together the best of both worlds, creativity and technology, and created impactful events. Let us now hear from them.
Hi, and welcome to the Event and Tech Show Asia Pacific. We're going to have a really exciting time today as we've got two of the biggest names in the industry with us. So first, let me welcome a great friend, also known as the godfather of the fashion industry, Mr. Daniel Boy.
Thanks for having me, Hugh.
Thank you. And not forgetting actor, director, choreographer, as well as a lawyer by training, Mr. Jeremiah Choi.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. And then of course there's me. My name is Hugh. I'm an event director, event marketer, and an engineer by training. So kind of diverse backgrounds, yet we've had the privilege of working together
for many years. Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, since last century.
Okay, let's not go there. But I think the intent of our session today is to provide and combine all the experiences we've had through the years. And before this session, right, I was just kind of counting, and if we added all our experiences together, we're probably bringing to today almost 90 years.
Wow.
Let's just combine. which we hope will be beneficial to those who are tuning in, and will be useful and beneficial to the industry as well in the longest run. I mean, we're not going to be here forever, but many of the people out there are just starting out, and they will be the ones who will continue forward. And I think this will be a wonderful opportunity for us to just kind of run some of our experiences through with them.
Indeed, yeah.
So maybe just to start off, we've had a terrible year, something that none of us foresaw. I think most of us started the year thinking this was going to be quite an exciting and fascinating year. Lots of opportunities were out there, and then suddenly, bam, the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So what's kept both of you going?
Okay, do you want to start?
You start first.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. The year started off very, very well for me, and we had a whole year of activities planned. After Chinese New Year, everything was cancelled. So you give yourself that moment to panic, okay? And then you realize that, okay, you know what? I need to pick myself up. I need to figure out what's going on with the world. Of course, in March, everybody was still trying to feel their way around. But even then, I knew that digital was the way to go. If we can't do live events, we can't even mingle, we need to wear masks and all that. What do? We need to figure out a world in which we are all isolated, and how do you work around that? So that's digital. So the first thing I did was to start all over again. I'm a creative person. I am the least tech person ever. I can tell people what I want. I can tell them I want this light, I want this sound, I want this effect. I can't create it on my own. So I had to go back to school. So I had to learn, speak to as many creatives as possible, speak to as many tech people as possible, and learn, because the more I know, the better I'll be able to translate a live performance onto the digital realm.
Right.
So that's what I did. And to cut a long story short, we are now right in the midst of the Front Row, which is a virtual fashion festival which we started. Because as you know, fashion has been one of the, alongside theatre, alongside music, it's been one of the industries that have been really, really hard hit. We can't do fashion weeks anymore. And we look at what the designers in Paris and Milan and London are doing. They are doing digital shows. Why can't we do it? We've got the best brains, we've got the best creatives. Let's get together, let's do something for the industry. And that's how the Front Row started.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that's how I've been keeping myself busy.
That must be more than busy, actually. It's a new learning experience, which, really puts a lot of time and effort to just get it.
I mean, you have to literally stop yourself from panicking, because it's like starting from square one. a lot of things you know, but thankfully, I've got experience in television. I've done television before, and all that experience, I'm sure you agree with me.
Yes.
Doing stage performance gives you a certain aesthetic, you know, and allows you to make decisions on the spot, to change the aesthetic if it's not working, and give you that versatility as well. So I think that's where experience counts.
Yeah.
Definitely. How about you, Jerry?
Yeah, like Daniel, I started the year really with a bang, you know. Several very, very big projects, one of which was Child Aid, which was supposed to be the annual fundraising concert, which is scheduled for November this year. And then I had a big event with Esplanade. I had also another big event with the National Arts Council, the Silver Arts Festival and all that. So we were planning. And then in February, we got the phone call, say, okay, circuit breaker. Okay. And then several programs were actually postponed. My Esplanade program was postponed. My Arts Festival program was postponed. Fortunately, I have two other big events in my hand. And quickly, we decided to go virtual for the Child Aid concert. And we decided to have it in July in conjunction with the Straits Times 175th anniversary as well. Right. But it was a huge learning curve for me. I mean, both technical as well as technology-wise. I mean, like Daniel, I'm not the most tech-savvy person or technological-savvy person. And I also learned that there's a difference between technical, which is the lights, the sound, the recording itself, and technology, which is the uploading, whether it should be live stream, it should be videoed, it should be, FB Live, it should be YouTube and all that, and learning, really, really huge learning curve for us. And one thing for sure, we have to really adapt as creative, because as you know that theatre as well as event and fashion shows and all that are really hard hit. But we need to continue, and you can't say that, I'm a creative person, I'm not a tech person, and therefore what? Stay at home and twiddle thumbs. So we learn. But what I learned actually is that apart from the tech side of things or the technological side of things, they still need non-essential people like us. We're indispensable because we bring in the sense of aesthetics and the sense of our experience. Because through the whole period of April all the way up to now, even now, I've seen a lot of online programs, webinars, shows, whatever it is. And I go and say, job habit, oh dear, they could have done with a better sense of fashion. The guy could have combed his hair. The backdrop could have been better. The combinations of the colors could have been better put together. And all the more so now, the audience, after so many months of looking at things online, they become very choosy. They become very educated. And, they can just switch you off like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, as creative people, I know we are hard hit, but I think at the same time, there is a new frontier for us to tackle and not be afraid of tech. Really not be afraid of tech. So as I was saying, in doing my Child Aid concert online, I started to ask questions. Really very, very fundamental, elemental questions like, what do you mean by bit rate? What do you mean by when you're recording at this rate and when you're uploading for Facebook and you're uploading for YouTube, it's different, and therefore we need to have different tests, that sort of things. And understanding technology in a different way. And then because I understand the technology better, then I'm able to offer my aesthetic sense of it. The tech guys and the technology guys are wonderful, bless their hearts, and they're really hardworking and all that. But sometimes they give me the easy way out. I say, so Daniel, you agree with
Yes,
I can't accept this because it's ugly. I can't take this color. This color is not good for the skin, They don't understand. It's another color. So, but the presenters, the performers will look terrible in this particular color. This particular brown. You can't use this color. And they don't understand the aesthetic part of it.
Yes.
But everything comes together, I mean, I respect them for their technical and technological knowledge and expertise, but they will have to trust me on certain issues where aesthetic is concerned.
Yeah. And that's why I think we come in, because collaborations are the keyword for the future.
Definitely.
We can't stand on our own. The tech guys can't stand on our own.
Right.
And the best kind of collaborations projects.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm picking up a few common points that we're all kind of talking about, right? One is this whole issue of being able to adapt to changing situations. And actually all our experiences are still very, very valuable in whatever circumstances that comes and is thrown at us.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, one of the things that I've been doing over the past few months is taking all my experiences project managing events, which are highly complex sometimes, especially when you're dealing with thousands of people, different nationalities, different issues, VVIPs, ministers, etc. And as COVID-19 hit, a lot of organizations had to go into creating crisis management plans.
Yeah.
And they found that my experience in the event industry suited their needs and crafting out solutions for them. But you're right to say, because some of those solutions were best done with tech. In our old way, it's pen and paper and we get away with it, right? But now there's all these other solutions and that you can just solve it. And so here I am trying to come up with best solutions, and the tech people come in and say, I can build an app for that. I can do this, and it cuts the time down. We can get data straight away. And then, wow, brilliant, right? And one of the organizations that I've been helping out with created a similar app to Safe Entry way before Safe Entry came about for their own organizational needs, and did it in 48 hours. And they were then able to track the people who were going out, in and out of the building, where they were, what was happening, and it was so important for them. But that showed that it came from experiences that we've had. We've taken that experience and said, this is the solution to deal with the situation, whether it's in a creative front, whether it's a project management front. And then the tech people comes in. And the tech people goes, aha, I can do something magical for you. And help you go about that. So the second thing that I'm hearing also is tech seems to be something we cannot live without from now on.
I feel that tech is a two-edged sword. Because you can love it, you can hate it. I used to be very frightened of anything technological. That's why I love Apple products, because it's built for people like me who don't really have to know anything and just use it as it is. But over the past few months, I begin to understand. All right, understanding is the key to adaptability. Yes, you may be afraid of that new frontier or that technology which is overwhelming, like Zoom, right? Suddenly everything is done by Zoom. So I'm actually conducting a class on behalf of NTUC Learning Hub, and the first few lessons I panicked, because not only the fact that I have to reach out to 20 people on Zoom, I have to do my power presentation, and I have to mark attendance, I have to do screen grab. Then I will forget screen grab, and then don't submit the attendance late. It's just kalang kaput, right? And really getting panic, in that sense. Then my friend came, and he came along, and then he said, okay, it is your Wi-Fi, that's why your Wi-Fi is you're lagging. Buy a bigger screen, you have 2 computer screens, and he did everything for me. The 3rd, 4th, 5th lessons is very, very, very easy now. Because you start to understand how to make use of Zoom to do several things. And then, now they ask me to do a face-to-face class. I said, no, I prefer Zoom now, because you've already adapted to the situation, you're very comfortable with it. So I really urge those creative people out there, or people who are really afraid of tech, like me, don't be afraid of it. Try to understand it, and with the understanding you can start to adapt, because that is really a new frontier. You love it or you hate it, it's not going to go away. That's the way forward.
That's very true. And can I just add to that as well? Don't be precious about your work. At the end of the day, fine, live performances are very important, but if you're going to just sit on your ass and wait till the day we can do live performances again, who knows? You might be waiting for 2, 3, 5 years, right? But use that experience that you have and work and trust your tech people. they can create as close as possible, or maybe even new experiences, offer new experiences online, which is what we tried to do with the festival. You know, I realized from the very start, I had all this experience, but I can't be really precious about it and hang on to it. You know, I have to take that experience and try and recreate an experience online, and maybe even give them new things that I can create online that I will never be able to create in a live performance.
Right.
You know? And that's how you move ahead. That's really how you move ahead.
Which I wanted to just ask, based on your few months of experiences playing around with tech, what are the pluses that you see, right, that's an advantage to going onto tech platform right now?
Okay, I speak about fashion weeks. Okay, you know, fashion weeks are, it takes place in a tent. You come for the second, the third show, the fourth show, the 20th show. It's still on the same set. Fine, you change backdrop, you change lights, but you're still experiencing the same thing, right? Also, fashion weeks of late have veered away from designers. It's about red carpet, dressing as outrageously as you can, champagne parties, influencers. I find that with the front row, every single show can be different.
Right.
It's like a film festival.
Right.
You know, so every time you log on to a show, what am I going to see?
Right.
You know, am I going to see a fashion film? Am I going to see a documentary? Am I going to see a runway? What is the runway going to be like? So it creates an excitement. And at the same time, the clothes become the stars. You know, you can zoom in on the clothes. You can pay attention, do 360. So I think there are lots of advantages. The disadvantages, which the designers and I are quickly learning, is certain things don't work well.
Right.
So certain colors don't work well, certain prints don't work well. But just as we are adapting, designers are adapting too. Hair and makeup is adapting because hair and makeup looks different, right? Live shows and screens, so everyone's adapting. But you have to let go.
Okay.
You really have to let go.
I personally, I feel it's not only about letting go. I think you have to look backwards to go forward somehow.
Yes.
We need to innovate. But at the same time, because of this new frontier for me, it forces me to go back to the origins of why I do theatre, why I do events, as it is. Because things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and even in a theatre experience, you go beyond the basic communication between the playwright and the audience through the medium of the performance or the production. And sometimes, you know, when we do big productions, we've forgotten about the original message of the playwright.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the same thing as the original message of your designer. And so when I now approach something online, I will go back to what am I trying to communicate to the audience. That's why I'm saying looking backwards. But the innovation part is important. And the innovation is not about me innovating, but me innovating together with our tech guys. Because our tech and technology guys, they may be very good and very advanced in whatever they're doing, but they still need to understand our need to communicate a message. There's no point doing all the fireworks and everything else, and the message is all lost in that sense. You know, it's so important. So like back to what Daniel said earlier. Yes, there is a difference between theatre and film, but I'm quite excited to see this gray area right now.
Yes,
the hybrid.
So am I.
What are we trying to use the concept of theatre and put it online that will equally attract the audience, engage the audience, make the audience think, you know, because we all know that in for example, in theatre, it is mostly, you know, the theatre director puts a production out there. It's up to the audience to see what they want to see because their eyes are free. But in the film world, so to speak, it is the film director that directs your eye to what he wants to see. But now with this new virtual world, is there a hybrid between the two that the audience have a choice? At the same time, we're able to highlight certain things, but still let the audience have that freedom or that choice to see what they want to see. And that is that gray area that I'm very, very interested in. Yes,
I'm so excited with that as well.
I mean, you touched on a buzzword right now that a lot of people are talking about: hybrid. hybrid.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been kind of networking and taking this time to talk to people in the industry, pretty much all around the world, because it's a great, wonderful time where we can cross borders and share ideas and share struggles and challenges, learn from one another. And this buzzword of hybrid has been coming out, and a lot of people are thinking that the event industry will evolve eventually to becoming a very much more hybrid version. What are your take on that? Do you think that would actually happen?
I personally feel, yes, that would happen. It is something that people are talking about post-COVID. I don't think post-COVID will ever come. We will have to live with the fact that COVID will transform, will mutate, will take other forms. It may, for example, become a more deadly disease, or it may become like the common flu. We don't know at this point. So we can't plan for a post-COVID era, so to speak, right? So we need to plan right now as if it's going to be around for the next year or the year after, or many years to come. You know, like maybe mask wearing is going to be a staple of our lives, and we may not be able to shed that mask. So whilst the real life event, the shishiness of clinking glasses, the atmosphere of creating a very atmospheric event is important, we need to also look at a hybrid of also putting that online. And this was something that we discussed earlier. There is a difference between a archival filming of an event. That means you have an event, I'm just filming it as it is, and then I put it online, or a purposefully filming of the event which is meant for online. So for me is, if I just film an event and I post it online, okay, in the past it's very acceptable because people think that, oh, this is a post-event archival presentation of it. So and you know that when you're filming that, the lighting for that is going to be different from for real filming for as it is. I think the audience right now, the online audience, are tired of that. It's passé. It's really been there, done that, seen it, you know. How are you going to engage them now? So while you are filming the event that's happening, you need to put more thought into how this is going to translate on screen, because the audience will know that subtle difference. And in Daniel's point earlier, it's actually a big difference. You know, that online, I don't like what I see. The colors are not harmonious. The lighting is not done correctly. It's too dark. Whatever it is, I click off. Unlike in the event, I still have to force my smile and continue until the event ends. If you know what I mean.
The paparazzi's around.
I personally am very excited. I see this as an evolution, because again, from fashion shows did not start off being this huge extravaganza. They started off being very intimate salon style shows, and then fashion shows were big events for media, and now it's become a circus. So I think this is the next stage. Just like I think this is the next stage of theatre, this is the next stage of music, and I personally am very excited about what lies ahead. But we have to keep learning. We really have to keep learning in order to stay ahead of the curve, and trust your collaborators. You know, I tell my collaborators what I want, I tell them my vision, they tell me how to execute it, and like you, don't give me this. I'm sure you can do better than that. You know what I mean? So, and that's how they push me, I push them to create something different, something new.
We don't need to compromise.
Yes.
I don't want to compromise.
Thank you.
I feel that, and all of you out there who are creatives, you know, you don't need to feel that technology or technical stuff takes precedence over your creativity. Neither is it the other way around. Creativity takes precedence over technology or technical stuff. But at the end of the day, it is a collaboration. It is, let's look at the best for the project. But there are certain bottom line that you have to trust us. You hire us for our aesthetics, and therefore please don't give me that. We can't accept that. And
I'm so glad I'm not alone.
And this is where our value is, and therefore this is where you need to create your own value in this new way forward.
And I think, again, I'm picking up on one of the key essence here is this whole idea of collaborating with the right people. People who are bringing in, you know, lots of expertise in their respective areas, and yet when everyone comes together, the full picture comes out.
And magic happens.
Yeah,
Yes,
magic. It
happens.
translates into something that everyone's going to just go, wow,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
unbelievable. How do we accomplish it? And I think that's the beauty of our industry.
That's true.
And then everyone brings in their expertise, and we kind of have that going. I just want to kind of bring us to the last portion of our segment, and I just want to ask, again, we started off by saying we're bringing almost 90 years of experience to the set today. Advice for those who are tuning in, especially maybe those who have been around just for a couple of years, and then this hits them and they're really uncertain as to where this is all going. What should I do, and how should I handle it?
I think you're never too old or too young to keep learning. And for those who are really young and you think that you know it all, no, you don't. Find trusted collaborators. Think out of the box. Don't be precious about your things, but at the same time, keep your integrity. I think that's most important. And keep wanting to surprise people.
Right.
Because the world is changing. The world is evolving so fast. Just a few months ago, everyone was doing podcasts. Now it's like, oh God, don't give me another podcast. And in just a matter of months. So you have to keep moving ahead all the time. You have to keep staying ahead of the curve. And the only way to do that is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge gives you the experience to pivot using your own experience. It gives you that chance to create new, very exciting and unexpected things.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, this is a good season for those who may have a bit of a downtime to pick up new skills.
Yeah.
To just open their eyes to what's happening out there, how people are taking the most of the opportunity and what they're doing with it, and then realizing that, hey, maybe there's something here that I can pivot towards that I've been missing out all this time, and learn about it and gain knowledge as well.
I think the most important lesson that I've learned during this circuit breaker and forced self-isolation at home is the ability to just stop, pause, smell the roses, reflect and think about what really is important right now to you. Because we've been so busy over the past years trying to get bigger, trying to do better things with bigger, huger budgets, trying to dazzle, trying to surprise people. I think the period of April, May to me was so important. I just did mostly nothing except reading, listening to music, watching K-pop, K-drama. That was important, and it actually made me think back why I do theatre, why do I do the things that I do, and
going back to our roots,
and ask myself, why am I a creative person? Because being creative is so easy. You just churn and churn and churn. You just reinvent. You just copy and paste and all that. It becomes so busy. You don't have time to reflect and think. And then the second thing, then the second phase came in, and what I felt was important is the ability to understand. A lot of times then in doing a lot of things that we did, we don't have time to understand. We just go, okay, what is it? What's my choice? And you just go, there's this fragilness around this. But because of the time taken out, that we're able to then, this is new. All right, what is it about this that I need to understand? And once you understand, it's so easy to adapt. And therefore, everything that Daniel said is true and applicable. I also want to advise people, no matter how busy you are, sometimes just stop, pause, have a coffee and smell the roses. Go back to the origins of why you're doing it, because we become so caught up with everything that's around us, and then start from zero and build up again. I think that's very, very important.
That's wise words indeed, Jeremiah, because I, for one, have a problem slowing down. I'm always thinking about the next job, 5 jobs down the road.
Same for all of us.
So you are so right. You made me think about that as well, and that I actually took time to slow down and reflect. Thank you. That's so important.
I think this is a wonderful way for us to wrap up our session today. Wise advice for those in the industry, good sharing of experiences from even people who have been around for a while, adapting and making the most of the situations. And I'm sure everyone, if we all kind of focus on doing that, we're going to go out and win this battle.
We will.
And the industry will come up, really
Stronger.
soaring.
Yes.
Someday. And I look forward to what it would be like when it's all done and dusted, right? And we move on. So I just want to thank our panelists, Daniel and Jeremiah, for taking time off and being with us. I hope our audience have really benefited from this moment, and we encourage you to keep pursuing. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh, Daniel, and Jeremiah, for taking some time off your busy schedule in sharing your learnings and takeaways from these few months since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the challenges faced, I personally also share their heartfelt frustration at the beginning of the lockdown, which is known as the circuit breaker period in Singapore. I am sure this is a common feeling for many creative personnel, and it would definitely take some time for us to pause and think, process and adapt, try and restart. This year, all of our ETS programs are equipped with a Pigeonhole Live link, sponsored by our silver sponsor, Pigeonhole Live. This interactive Q&A tool is for you, our audience, to post any burning questions, comments, or shoutouts to our presenters. If you are watching this from the main stage on your laptop, you will notice a Q&A button on the right of this watch panel. Simply click the Q&A button and you will be redirected to the Pigeonhole Live link, where you can post your questions to the panelists. If you have yet to start exploring our Event and Tech Show 2020 live site, it is time for me to have your attention turned to the interactive and demo zone. How to access it, some of you may ask. Well, simply click the navigation device and select the interactive and demo zone, or you can also do so in the lobby. This is a special zone reimagined and put together by the EverNev team with the fellow sponsors in making the showcases and trials possible. If you notice that you are unable to access further, perhaps you have yet to upgrade your basic access to premium, where all of these features will be made available. One of the highlights in the interactive and demo zone is brought to you by our gold sponsor, Catalyst Global. With their expertise in cultivating team spirit where new work arrangements is challenging each workplace to adapt and evolve to a more active, engagement-reliant online work environment, all of our premium access holders will get to participate and try out a shortened version of the team building activity. Specifically, they are showcasing an activity called the Infinite Loop Online. To really benefit from this trial, we encourage you to spend 30 minutes of your time to join the session and stay through it to feel the impact of the activity. To join the session, all you need is a pen and some paper. Then you are set to join in and have some fun while meeting new people. Hesitate no more, be on time for the first session at 11 AM Singapore time, because the trial spots are limited to a maximum of 40 packs per session. If you are unable to join for the 11 AM session, please feel free to refer to the schedule of their trial sessions in the interactive and demo zone or from their booth at booth number 324. Another highlight to be specially mentioned in the interactive and demo zone is the live demonstration of the augmented and mixed reality technologies. This demonstration will be presented and led by the team from Hello Holo, our gold sponsor. As shared by Aaron and Vian earlier on, the fourth wave of event technology is none other than augmented reality AR, virtual reality VR, and the combination of both to give mixed reality MR, big data, and machine learning. Today on Event and Tech Show 2020, we are excited to share this opportunity for all of us to witness how these technologies be applied in an event where engagement experience can be elevated. Their demonstration will begin at 12 noon sharp Singapore time, and to kick off, they are showing on a game the Hello Holo team invented. Inspired by a simple and very common pen and paper tic-tac-toe game, the Hello Holo team has reimagined and created the brand new 3D tic-tac-toe to tap on the spatial capabilities in augmented realities. Instead of a solo game, which we usually observe in virtual reality first-person shooting games, this game is built for multiplayer engagement where 2 or more players can be building on the same spatial environment despite being physically far apart. And with your premium access, head down to the Event and Tech Show Interactive and Demo Zone to access this demonstration. Let us watch the following short video to have a quick overview of some exciting lineups for ETS 2020.